Ambassador Sajanhar, I agree with when General Katchatheevu says that it's bizarre and it's ridiculous to have a reasoning of, trying to maintain friendly relationship with a country, and in that you actually cede one part of what was considered your own territory. But help us understand in diplomacy, how do these things work? When there is a disputed territory, how do two nations really negotiate in such matters?
Yeah, thank you very much, Shreya. And, it is said that as far as international relations are concerned, or relations between two countries are concerned, or different countries are concerned, there are no permanent friends or enemies. There are only permanent interests as far as individual countries are concerned. And there can be no greater national interest than preserving your own territory or sovereignty, territorial integrity. And so, it is, of course, all countries want to have good relations, particularly with their neighbors. And it is basically on land issues, if there are boundaries, land boundaries or maritime boundaries, that there are going to be issues. But the negotiations are always very hard-nosed and very pragmatic and very practical. That if you are ceding something to another, you always get something in return, a quid pro quo, as far as, whatever you are ceding, you are giving away. But what appears as far as this case is concerned, meaning we did not realize, that what could be the strategic implications, geopolitical implications, geo-economic implications. You see, for instance, right now, what I totally agree with what General Dhruv Katchatheevu has said. He's spoken about oil. But, even not speaking about oil, you have fisheries. And, our fishermen are dependent upon the fisheries there, because closer to our borders, there the fishing catch, that has got depleted very severely. Secondly, what he's mentioned about the exclusive economic zone, it is 200 nautical miles, which would be actually equal to 370 kilometers. Meaning one might think that 1 nautical mile is something similar to an ordinary mile. It is not so. 200 nautical miles is 370 kilometers. And now we see how China has been, making inroads as far as the Indian Ocean is concerned, and how it has been reaching out, whether it is to Maldives, whether it is to Sri Lanka. So, and if for some reason, of course, we have good relations with Sri Lanka, we apply pressure on them that, they should not allow these what are called the research vessels, but in actual fact, they are spy ships to come close to Indian borders, to, in Indian waters. But what if this island were to be leased out to China or to any other hostile or inimical country? That is going to be a very big, serious security threat as far as India is concerned. So, whether it is economics, as I said,
important point there, Ambassador Sajanhar.
Not allowed to go there.
The China factor, in fact, that was my next question. But before I come to you, General Katchatheevu, let's also listen in to some of these bites that political leaders, had said on the issue of Katchatheevu today.
ये हमारे भारत का अभिन्न अंग रहा है, लेकिन कांग्रेस ने 4-5 दशक पहले कह दिया कि ये द्वीप तो गैर जरूरी है, फालतू है, यहां तो कुछ होता ही नहीं है। ये कांग्रेस के पाप का परिणाम है कि हमारे मछुआरे आज भी सजा भुगतते चले जा रहे हैं।
It is only for elections. What Katchatheevu for 10 years, what Mr. Modi was doing, what Jaishankar was doing, how many fishermen's boats has been taken over? Who will answer it? Jaishankar has to answer it. He should resign first because of their ineffectiveness. How many boats has been destroyed by the Indian Sri Lankan army? Till now there are 200 boats are being captured by the Sri Lankan Navy. What about that thing? Who will ask it? They will speak about 1970.
So please understand, this is not an issue which has suddenly surfaced. This is a live issue. It is an issue which has been very much debated in Parliament, in Tamil Nadu circles as well. It has been the subject of correspondence between the union government and the state government. Two parties, the Congress and the DMK, have approached this matter as though they have no responsibility for it, as though the situation is for central government, today's central government, for them to resolve. There is no history to this. This has just happened. They are the people who are taking up the cause. That is the way they would like to project it.
Strange that the Prime Minister has only now found out that Katchatheevu was ceded away in 1974. I don't know, in the last 10 years, we would like to ask the Prime Minister, what has he done in the last 10 years to retrieve Katchatheevu? What joke are they trying to make? They say Mr. Annamalai has made an RTR. Every information is in the public domain. What information you are going? You are the central government. From where are you getting these details? So to divert everything, divert all these things, divert the massive scam called the electoral bonds, the massive scam called the PM Cares Fund, the massive scam pointed out by the CAG. They want to divert the attention of the common man. That is why the Prime Minister is raking up an issue.
திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழகம் அதனுடைய தலைவர்கள் எல்லாம் தமிழகத்திலே சொன்ன கட்டுக்கதை, கச்சத்தீவு காங்கிரஸ் ஆட்சி கொடுத்துட்டாங்க, எங்களுடைய போராட்டத்தையும் தாண்டி கொடுத்துட்டாங்க, எங்களை கேட்காம கொடுத்துட்டாங்க. அமைச்சர் திரு ஜெய்சங்கர் அவர்கள் சொன்னது போல 21 முறை தமிழகத்தினுடைய முதலமைச்சர் நாடகத்திற்காக கடிதம் எழுதுறாங்க, கச்சத்தீவை மீட்டு தாருங்கள், கச்சத்தீவை மீட்டு தாருங்கள் என்று. அன்னைக்கு தமிழகத்தினுடைய முதலமைச்சர் கலைஞர் கருணாநிதி அவர்கள் கச்சத்தீவு கொடுப்பதற்கு சம்பந்தம் இல்லை என்று சொல்லி இருந்தால் கச்சத்தீவு மத்திய அரசு கொடுப்பதற்கு வாய்ப்பே இல்லை, கொடுத்திருக்க மாட்டாங்க.
All right, so that's the politics really playing out with the center and the opposition parties hitting out at each other.